Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Legendary Sports Podcast. What's
What's
happening,
up? What's up?
everybody?
What's up?
Hope you guys had a good week. You already know who it is. It's Jared Michelson.
Antoine Beaks here with you.
Yeah. So, as we do, how did you fare this weekend?
Yeah, man, you might as well talk because I don't want to. I don't want to do it at all.
Hey,
This is
this is therapy, man. This is time to heal. This is a safe place to heal.
man. I don't know if anywhere is safe for me right now, man. And here's the thing, man. I'm right there in all of them, right? If the playoffs were to
Well, you're
start
winning
today,
most of them. Truth be told, you're winning most of them.
but no one likes to lose. No one likes to be a loser. I've dropped two straight in one of our leagues, and I'm still right there, but I dropped two straight. Um, And bro, I didn't even crack a 60 piece. I scored
Oh,
57 points. I scored 57 points, man.
that's crazy. Which league's
Then
that one? Which league's the 57 point one?
that's our standard league.
Oh, that makes sense.
I got straight smoked.
That makes sense.
I got smoked. Man, when I tell you I got smoked, there was like no chance, bro. Like
I put up
I got
100 in
beat.
that league, which is high numbers, and I still lost because the last place team put up 126. The last place team, they haven't cracked 100 all year till this week.
Dude, I got beat 95 to 57. And I actually want to know who was on this team because they seem to be the number one team. They're 7-2. Baker Mayfield lit me up for 25 points.
Is
Amari
that
Cooper lit me.
just ring the Kells or just ring the
Yeah, yeah.
yeah Edward or Edward
Justin.
Edgar? Sorry, I said Edward Edgar.
I mean, this dude just they balled out from every position. It didn't help that Geno Smith looked totally awful. 3 points. Devontae Adams, man,
You're
I don't know
having
what to
really
say about that.
unlucky time with QBs not getting you where you need to go.
Right, right. The other week it was Jared
And this
Goff.
guy was hating on Justin Fields. He could use a little Fields right now.
No, I can't, man. Man, I mean, I just got beat up every which way in this league. And then our MSP league, man, um, I folded. I mean, that's only my second loss here, but I got beat bad. Michael Majestic team, he came out and laid the whoop thing on me. I
Mm,
mean, but Ramondre Stevens was finally acting like Ramondre Stevens with 23 points. And
yep,
then Dalton Schultz out of nowhere, right? Averaging
that's fair.
5 points. He came out with 26,
That's
right?
right.
So that's 50 points right there that he got extra out of stuff that he didn't even know was coming. Najee Harris, man. Najee Harris was 16 points. How you like that?
That's crazy.
Najee was 16. So he had some guys ball out of control on his side.
That's how you
And
know it was
Gino,
a lucky week. If Najee Harris is doing some work, you know it's a lucky week.
hey, he had three back-to-back pretty good weeks here. And then in a whole nother league that I'm in, I I started three guys. We had three flex positions. Michael Thomas, 0 catches, 0 yards. Joshua Downs, 0 catches, 0 yards.
Hmm.
Gabe Davis, 0 catches, 0 yards,
Oh
and just
yeah,
got completely annihilated because three people just scored zero. Oh, and then I
really?
had and then I had Gino starting in that one too.
Wow.
So it was
That's
just
living.
and you can't forget about your boy Tay Tay. Can't forget about Devontae Adams. I had him too. So it was just a nightmare for me all the way around, man. I'm hoping to go to sleep in that
Yeah, AJ
by
Brown can't
Thursday.
carry you like that, man. You can't just rely on AJ Brown to do everything.
I know, I know, I know,
Got
I know.
him.
But what about you, man? What happened with you this week?
4-1.
There you go. You on the
Yeah,
upswing of things.
yeah.
Look at
I'm
us,
on a
man.
five. So I lost in the big money league, but now I don't know if I'm gonna make the playoffs. So that's gonna be kind of iffy. This is a loss I really could not afford. Um, but I am 5 straight wins in the MSP league. So, that's pretty good. I'll take that. I was 1-2 or 1-3 at one point, and then now I'm 6-3, baby. And I'm rolling. My team is ready for war in that one. I was just looking over it before we got on, and my guys are ready to cook. Made some trades. My draft picks have been really good. Combo with some good trades.
You got to see me coming up here pretty soon, I think.
I do. I do. You are week 11. I lose two people. I think I lose Bijan and um what's Alvin Kamara that week. So
Bijan hasn't been on a crumb though. Bijan hasn't been doing
I
nothing
don't know
as
if
of
I'm too
recent.
worried about it. I mean, I don't really have great backups at the running back, so I need to make one more move before our trade deadline on the league to try to get a decent backup running back, someone to fill that bye week. But otherwise, I'm comfortable.
That's fair. So with that, where you are right now, man, I don't know if you've been bit by the injury bug. I'm very thankfully have not been bit by one of those crazy injury bugs. I've been bit by some, but not nothing like spectacular.
Does Bijan Robinson's headache count? Because that bit
Uh,
me.
ah, no, that one don't count. But what do you feel has been the biggest injury to certain people's fantasy, and what's been your biggest injury? What's been your biggest injury, and what's been the
The
biggest
leagues
injury
is
to
probably
fantasy?
Justin Jefferson, because you're losing again a first overall pick. So I feel like that for most leagues is the obvious one. So I only say one because there is one more obvious one that kind of hurt early this season. And then for on my teams, I think my first one, gosh, it was Saquon. That was my worst one. That one took me out for a while when I lost him for a few games. In the standard league because running backs are everything there. So that one was pretty lofty. Or Debo in that league too. Actually, how losing either one of those guys, pick one, flip a coin. Both of them kind of hurt me and not having them around. Now that being said, in the other league, truth be told, Christian Watson was like someone who was supposed to be like 2-3, and that was a buzzkill. He wasn't drafted very high, but he was drafted high for me because I went running back strong in that league, even though it's a PPR league. And kind of killed me, man, because I didn't have a good wide receiver. Oh, and T. Higgins. T. Higgins was another one. Neither one of those guys were useful to me. So that's my wide receiver twos. They were killers for my team.
Well, T. Higgins is back. Sounds like you did have a couple of Christian Watson. Christian Watson, was he injured? I don't know much
He's
about him.
injured
I
to
didn't.
start the season, and then he's injured again. He's injured almost
He's
after every game.
Hey, you know how I feel about certain people, and he's on that list. He's just trash. I really don't care too much about him. Haven't really followed too much of him. He hasn't done anything. Didn't do anything when Aaron Rodgers was there, and I don't expect him to do anything else either when he's not there. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I think that's one that hurts a lot of people as well.
That's a good one.
Um,
That's one of the big ones.
I think that's probably
It hurt
the
Zach
biggest.
Wilson because now he's out here getting destroyed.
Uh, I think that's the one that hurts the biggest. I think because Josh Dobbs, I mean Kirk Cousins, that's a big injury, right? But
Yep.
Josh Dobbs is fully capable of playing a quarterback position as we've seen him on like 4 days' notice go out there and win a game with
Yep.
people he barely know, right? Zach Wilson, on the other hand, he just trash. He's just the 32nd best quarterback in the league, right? He's just that bad. He's
Mm-hmm.
really bad. And Aaron Rodgers would have elevated Tyler Conklin. Of course, Garrett Wilson for a lot of people who spent the second round pick on Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard, Brees Hall would have actually gotten a little bit more work than
Mm-hmm.
what he's getting now. You know, And he might have been able to do something with Allen Lazard. He might have been able to elevate Allen. Well, Allen Lazard is a pretty decent receiver, but he could have been Allen Lazard could have been someone's flex or wide receiver 3 or something like that,
Yep.
depending on the setup of your league with Aaron Rodgers. So with Aaron Rodgers out, not only does it affect Aaron Rodgers and someone's as a quarterback, it's Garrett Wilson, the tight end, Tyler Conklin, and Allen Lazard. So I think that Aaron Rodgers affects 4 people. I think
Yeah.
he affects 4 people. And for myself personally, I'm gonna go Joe Burrow earlier in the year. I lost a couple of games because of Joe
Yeah.
Burrow. Um, not being able to escape the pocket, not being able to extend plays, not being able to get Chase the ball. I don't have Chase in our leagues, but I have Chase in a couple other leagues that I'm in. But I also have Joe Burrow in a couple other leagues that I'm
Yeah.
in.
His injuries definitely gave him a slow start for sure.
Yeah, it gave him a slow start, and it gave me in some of my leagues a slow start. So I would say Joe Burrow's slow start and injury that he had lingering that he was trying to get rid of uh, gave a lot of slow starts to a lot of
Yeah.
people.
I also
Um,
think J.K. Dobbins going down because he was taken like the third, fourth round, in a lot of leagues, coming to be the guy, coming to be in. I think that using that high of a pick, those there's anywhere between 1 through 5 to me could be pretty hazardous to your team. So losing some of that could be a total killer too. So I think losing your quote RB2 was another big one to kind of take an L if you drafted him. I drafted him in the league and it hurts, so didn't have much depth afterwards. So
so who do you feel like at this moment is the biggest waiver wire pickup that's contributing to their team?
Puka, I think most people didn't draft Puka, and so for the most part, for a lot of games, he was carrying weeks. So
Where's he been at the last 3 weeks?
yeah, last couple he's definitely been nowhere's land, but he got you at least 3 solid wins if he was on your team. So
That's fair.
yeah, he
That's
was he was a
fair.
good waiver wire pickup, and I still think if Matt Stafford comes back and is healthy, that there'll be a roller coaster. Still, he's a rookie, right? But I think you see what the upside is and what that can be. So I think for that Puka's one, DeAndre Swift, because I don't even know if a lot of people drafted Swift, so that one could be on the fence. But Swift was a great pickup too.
Well, I'll give you 2, and they both played a tight end spot. Sam Laporta was
Yeah, Laporta.
definitely Sam Laporta was definitely not drafted by anybody. Rookie tight end, just killing it, right? Um, Dalton Kincaid, rookie, not on anybody's list. And you know what else? You know who else has been just slowly emerging himself? Um, God, dog, what's his name? I can't think of his first name. Jake Ferguson, the tight end from Dallas.
Oh,
They got
gotcha.
rid of Dalton Schultz, and then Jake Ferguson has just came in and he is just balled. And that's three. That's 3 tight ends. When we were talking about how light the tight end room was, these guys have stepped up and has played some really, really good ball over these last, over this course of this year. Not even over the last anything. Over the course of this year,
Hmm.
these guys have played some really, really, really good ball. So those 3 guys are my guys off the waivers that just came out and just balled. Trying to think if I could think of any more.
I actually had one here. Where was he? Um, I guess. Well, I might not. I don't know if Nico Collins was off the waiver if he was drafted, but and CJ Stroud. I don't think anybody thought CJ Stroud would be as useful as he's been all year, and so I feel like he was because I got him off the waiver in a couple of leagues. I think CJ Stroud's one of them. And I think that was a good waiver wire for a lot of people who may have needed to replace Aaron Rodgers and couldn't get anybody else, or needed to replace if they started Goff with confidence or something like that. Like something like in that nature. Like he's been pretty good most weeks. So
So I forgot about man, and this sucks. I forgot about what's our guy's name over there who tore his ACL and all of that for the Browns? Nick Chubb. That's a
Oh
really big
yeah,
one. That
the
shifted the
injury. Yeah.
balance of a lot of people's a
He's a
lot of
first
people's
round pick
fantasy
in a
league.
lot of leagues. So
Yeah. So besides injury, besides injury, besides waiver,
mhm.
who's holding their value right now most? Who's holding their value for where they were picked? Not
Tyreek
overplaying their
Hill,
value.
baby. Tyreek Hill's
Not
been
okay.
all worth the fifth round pick, or the yeah, not the fifth round, the fifth overall pick. He's been worth every gosh day. He should be number one. So I got
Okay.
he's holding his value very well.
Okay, that's fair. What about AJ Brown?
AJ Brown is definitely above his value. He's been even on a light week where he didn't score over 100 yards, he still got like 20 fantasy points. So
You think he's above? I mean, I drafted him in the first round. I don't know about anybody else, but I thought he was a first round talent.
yeah, I mean, he's been shown that. I didn't know if he was. I figured top of the second it was where I would was gonna want to pick him, but how can you argue this? He's first round and first round all the way. So he's only second in yards to Tyreek Hill. So
What about Amon-Ra St. Brown for where he was
I'm
picked?
in
Do you think he's living up to where he was picked at?
depends. If you draft him in the second round, yes. If you draft him in the first, it's a little bit closer. You know, it's like yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue it though, man. He is a stud. I think he's at where do they have him? Because he missed I think he missed a game or two. Um 13th this year in so just outside the top 12 for fantasy wide receivers by points. So he's right there. So pretty close to the top 12 receiver, which if we base this off most of the league sizes, the standard league size, it would be 12 teams. So that would be pretty good. You know, you almost have a number one receiver right there. So yeah. But I mean, I think CeeDee Lamb's outperformed. I think he was a late second or third round, and he is in the top five right now for fantasy points. So yeah. I think that worked out pretty well. Jordan Addison, another one who's far surpassed where you drafted him in like the 10th, 11th round, and you think he's number seven on the season. So I mean, to have the number seven of the season receiver, and after being drafted in like the 10th, 11th round, that's how you win.
There you go. So who hasn't lived up to where they was drafted, and who hasn't lived up
Jamar
to?
Chase. I know he's had a good game and a half, but I don't think Jamar Chase has been worth the number some in some leagues number two overall pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's I know he dealt with the Joe Burrow situation, and I think he was like not fully injured, but like I think he had hip problems or something like that early on. So, but that's been an absolute letdown for sure. I'll say Bijan Robinson for a lot of people who drafted him in the first round, and I drafted him. Like I got him in the second round, but even then, the value hasn't been there for Bijan at all. I think that's been a total buzzkill and a bust. Um, yeah, I guess those are my two biggest, and then most of the quarterbacks this year. Actually, you know what? Put all the quarterbacks on the list this year. They're all drafted way too high, and they all have not shown that they need to be anywhere near the second round, like we saw in one of our leagues. That should not happen.
That's fair. I'm gonna go Tony Pollard, man.
Yeah, good one.
I was a big believer in that they should have kept Zeke, and I kept telling you they should keep Zeke, and you was just like, nah,
No, but
man,
I
Zeke
didn't.
ain't.
I also I agree. They don't shouldn't keep Zeke. I still don't agree with that. I don't. I, Zeke's a fine human being, I'm sure, but he, he, there's still no juice left there. So I don't agree with keeping Zeke. I don't agree with doing any of that. But I also didn't agree with Tony Pollard because he's never done the full workload. So I've also said that all season long. He's not even in college was he a full workload guy. So and it shows.
My bad. I was asleep over here because that's
Yeah, that's what
terrible.
Zeke's doing too. That's why he's useless. So
Yeah,
instead of
same with
training, he's
Tony.
eating donuts
Hey,
and
he wouldn't
sleeping.
be any worse than Tony Pollard. Wouldn't be any worse than Tony Pollard.
Well, I disagree with that. I think that he would be just as bad and just as bad of a situation. I don't think that
Bad
Zeke
of a
was slightly
situation. The
better.
Dallas Cowboys is good.
Yeah, but neither of the running backs were. They weren't last year, and neither of them were good this year.
All right, so I got Tony Pollard, and then of course I got Devontae Adams. I mean, he's just a letdown.
Now, the Cowboys should have went after Josh Jacobs or somebody. Josh Jacobs was they should have got him in the offseason or did something. That's what they should have went and done or traded for Derrick
Man,
Henry.
he's a letdown too. He hadn't done anything.
But Josh Jacobs, I think, has more juice to the tank, and he has actually carried a lot of that team compared to anybody else on there. He's the only one that's gotten any fancy points on that team. Who got 2 touchdowns? Wasn't anybody else. It was Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is horrible, man. He is horrible.
He's not
He's
worse than Zeke or
horrible.
Tony Pollard.
I give you that.
Exactly.
I give you that.
Yep. So put him on the Cowboys against a decent with a decent old line. I think they'd be okay. I think Josh Jacobs would be way better. Josh Jacobs is just like Devontae Adams, where he's being crippled by the Lord. Oh my goodness. Terrible 2 quarterback options they have over there with Jimmy and whoever that backup is. That I don't even know.
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't care.
Man, hey, speaking of hot take, give me a hot take and I'll go first. I think it's time to sit Devontae Adams.
That take hasn't been hot since like week 7 or 6. Like that take's been obvious, man. You've just been low.
Nah,
You're slow to the party.
nah. I
you,
think it's
you
time
love
to sit
Devontae
Devontae
too
Adams.
much, and he's taking you down.
Man, can we not do that? Why you gotta throw salt on the wound? Why you gotta kick me when I'm down? Why you gotta kick me when I'm down? That sucks, man. Come on,
Oh
man.
man. Hey, you know what though? Everybody's got their move on people, and I'm slow on moving on from Bijan, and I need to sit him in the league, and I keep putting him back in. So I can't be too much of I have my own sob story for my dependency issue. Right now, I cannot let go of the Bijan train.
Well, it is different. It hit different when you draft him early in the league.
Bijan was my first overall pick in 3 different leagues.
Yeah, how can you justify sitting that?
I don't have a choice, man. I don't know what else to do. He's the one saying he wants to be sat. I'm not doing that. Arthur Smith is the one not putting them out there. Like, I didn't make that choice. If I had a choice, you go out there with them gosh damn headaches. You deal with that shit.
That's how you get CTE, man. That's how you get CTE.
Oh gosh. Probably. I don't even know if I think it was all just BS. I think he was just hungover. That's why. I think it's headaches for him. That maybe is why he didn't play much either this last game either, because he's probably getting punished for being hungover. It's probably like when
Got
Jordan
that.
had the flu. Jordan had no flu. He was out partying.
Hey, I tell you one thing. Kyle Pitts is teaching him how to steal money real well over there.
I don't know about all that.
They stealing money over there, man. They are stealing money. So you didn't give me a hot take. You didn't give me a hot take. Give me one.
Mm, Tyreek Hill is the RB1 rest of the season.
Tyreek Hill's the RB1.
Wide receiver one, excuse me, rest of the season.
Yeah, whatever you over there eating got you all out of sorts.
So delicious. Yep.
Don't shout them out. We ain't got no sponsors yet.
That's why I didn't say the name yet. But Tyreek Hill, the wide receiver one, rest of the season over everybody.
You talk about a take that's been off the board. You talk about it. That's lukewarm. You meddling around in the cookie jar. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Right? That's not hot.
That's hot, man.
That's
That's hot.
lukewarm, man. At best, I mean, at best, somebody could argue AJ Brown right now for number one receiver, and
Yep,
you
that's
can't
why it's
even do
hot
that.
because you could argue somebody, but the hot thing to say is Tyreek Hill will be that number one. That's what's hot.
It's
See, you
not.
arguing, you think it's not, but I know that it is.
I'm arguing that it's not a hot take. I'm not arguing that he's not going to be our wide receiver one.
But you argue that AJ Brown could be our wide receiver one.
Yeah, possibly.
No, then there's a debate. That means there's a hot take. It's only not a hot take if you can't debate it.
Hot take: Devontae Adams turn it around.
That was a hot take. You know why? Because he's straight garbage. Which
Hey, wait. He isn't straight garbage. His quarterbacks has been.
makes him for fantasy straight garbage. We're talking in the
I don't
terms of
like the
fantasy,
disrespect.
and for the
I
terms
don't
of
like the
fantasy,
disrespect, man. Don't disrespect Tay Tay like that. You disrespecting him.
hey man, get more than 3 points a game, and we'll start talking.
Hey, I know that all too well. I
Yeah,
know that
yeah,
all
you
too
more than
well.
3 points a game. Oh, okay. Here's a crazy hot take. Um, CJ Stroud will be the number one quarterback at the end of the season.
Now that's hot. That's piping hot.
Yeah. His schedule actually isn't that bad either to go through the next part of the season. It's Cincinnati, Arizona, Jacksonville, Denver. The Jets are scary. They are definitely can fuck somebody up. And then Tennessee, Cleveland, also decent. Tennessee again, and Indiana or Indianapolis, excuse me. So he has a very good schedule. Like he had his worst parts already, I feel like for the most part. So if he can do this against the likes of Tampa Bay, who's got a pretty decent defense, New Orleans defense is okay. And the rest of them are kind of average. And then there was Baltimore. But I mean, he could do it, man. He could put up some numbers the rest of the season. And he's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. So
Well, we just got to see what Joe Burrow has to say about that because he's looking like Joe Burrow.
yeah, Joe Burrow is on one. So, but that's why I'm in on your hot takes now, baby. Joe Burrow didn't put up 41 this year. So what?
That's fair. I'm all out, man. I got nothing else for you.
Yeah, man, this is a good one, an easy one. Not a lot on waiver wires for everybody, by the way. So, I mean, if you need to pick up a few people because of buys, whatever the case may be, there's a few people for quarterback and stuff like that. If you need like Sam Howell or somebody to fill in, Trey McBride, now that Kyler's back, might be a good pickup. If you need a tight end, so keep your eye out there. But otherwise, it's a pretty light week for the most part. Don't trust any of the running backs for the Arizona Cardinals because I know Keontae Ingram's out there. Forget that crap. But we are out of here.
Kyler Murray's supposed to play this week.
That's right. It's either going to be terrible or slightly above terrible.
Don't start him.
Yeah, I am starting him in the league though. I'm risking it for the biscuit. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be horrendous. But they play the Falcons. So I don't know how scared I am of that.
Hey, that Falcons defense is legit. They give them a good chance to win
They're
every
good
day.
against the run. In the air, they're a little iffy, but they're good against the run. I will give you that. So I can't argue that. 100%. So we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm either going to go down with the ship or I'm going to rise high as a phoenix, baby. So we'll see.
I wish you was playing me this weekend.
No, you got me in a better week when I don't have Kamara. That's the week that you want to be playing me.
I ain't scared of Kamara. I want you to have your full team.
No, you don't. My full team is nasty. Don't do this to yourself.
So is mine. So is mine.
Yeah, nasty
So
as
is
a
mine.
fart locker.
That's why we 7-2, baby.
Hey, I'm creeping up on you. I'm 6-3, and I'm five. I'm going five straight. So
That's funny.
Yep. So you better watch out, man. I'm coming for people, man. I didn't like the way the season started, and we We on a Gronk U tour right now. We're taking out everybody.
There you go. Until a couple of weeks, and then we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. I'll put some food on that, man. We'll do dinner.
We put dinner on it, remember? We put
Oh yeah,
dinner.
we did. We did put dinner on it. That's right. So I'm hungry. You know, the word with
Yeah.
Tyrese, man, Fast and Furious, too Fast and Furious, man. We hungry. So we get
Ah.
it.
Well,
All right, y'all.
that's it for us, folks.
Enough for the Minnesota goodbyes. We appreciate y'all. Until the next one.
Peace.
Peace.